Hello, Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, or whichever placement brought you here. Welcome to your reading for the month of October. We are starting here with dominant themes showing up for you at this time and asking about the energy that is showing up for you. Now, I want to say that this is a quick and general reading, so please feel free to check out your other placements if you'd like a fuller picture of the energy showing up for you. So if you're wondering about what's showing up for your deep within, your emotions, what you're sensing and feeling, you might want to check out your moon sign. If you're wondering about your interactions with others and how you're navigating the world at this time, you can check out your rising sign. Yeah, there's different options over there, just throwing some options out there, but obviously check what you are being called to check. All right, just want to let you know. So I'm going to pull a couple more cards over here. You have the first house with self-body presence, where you're heading. You have the seventh house of partnerships, balance, and one-on-one relationships. Ooh, what are you onto? I want to say that these are the first and the seventh house are the oppositional forces over here. Okay, so well, I mean, they're like on the axis. Okay, so the first is aligned to the seventh. This is all about the self, and this is all about who we are with others. So there is something about you finding yourself, how you're navigating the world, how you are showing up within yourself, that is going to lead you to, it could be a relationship, some sort of partnership. I'm getting interactions with others. Like, you're going to be very attractive at this time is something that I'm seeing, okay? Now, this doesn't have to be romantic. It could be a romantic partnership. It could just be that you're attracting friends, that as you work on yourself, this is going to open the door to deeper connections over here as well, okay? Just your relationships could be in the forefront of your mind at this time, how you are interacting with others, what is serving you, what is not, okay? So, just that's kind of like the where we're at and where we're heading sort of situation. So beautiful. Okay. Now let's get into the rest of it. Okay. Because there does seem to be, now it's like a mixed bag of energy, I'm gonna say, okay? Because with nourish the shadow, that can be a little bit of a daunting energy, in the sense that, like, okay, personally, I think that shadow work is some of the highest form of light work that we can actually do for ourselves, but it can, bring up a lot of trauma, or it can bring up some sad feelings or some discomfort within us over here when we are facing our shadows, when we are facing the parts of ourselves that we are not, that we're trying to dismiss, that we're not nourished when they were younger over here, okay? And it's interesting, like, because you do have series and nurture over here, and then with nourish the shadow. So very much a time for you to pay attention to those parts of you that are screaming, that are saying, I'm uncomfortable, I'm not happy, this is not working. Okay, what are they? Like, what are you actually doing to nourish them? What are you actually doing to work with them? Okay, so that could be, if I'm feeling, really jealous or something, right? Okay, well, what is this jealousy telling me? What is this telling me about what I want? It's like, I'm getting that you're not even in the going out there and changing it phase yet. Okay, you are still very much learning about yourself and pouring that cup of love unto yourself, okay? And so it's like, for example, right, if you're like, oh, well, I'm jealous because I want this, you're not saying, okay, I'm going to charge toward this right now. It's like, you're just in the analysis phase, in the, be mindful of analysis paralysis is something I want to say, okay? But you are getting real with yourself, right? If I am sad, okay, well, what are some of the things that are bringing me sadness, okay? With the teacher mentor energy over here. So this is the Hierophant, okay? So the Hierophant does speak of this reconciliation between the spiritual realm and our physical realm, right? Like, kind of bringing these together. So what I'm seeing is that as you are kind of having these thoughts, having these ideas, finding these encounters with the things that are making you upset, that need your attention, that you need to take care of, okay? The parts of you that are feeling dismissed, the parts of you that are feeling ignored, the parts of you that feel left out in the cold, that need that love, that attention, that support, okay? It's like you're getting real with that, and then you're bringing it into your everyday life, okay? Do little things. There is something in your routines over here that needs attention. What are you actually doing to nourish the parts of you that are feeling ignored? How are you practicing self-care? How are you practicing self-love? There is something here that there is learning waiting to happen. For some of you, you could be, interacting with a mentor. You could be learning about yourself, finding, it could be counselor. It could be listening to a podcast, reading a book about self-care, okay, learning about yourself. I'm getting, like maybe you've identified a shadow, right? And you're like, oh, okay, I'm really wondering, let's say it's relationships, right? Because relationships, partnerships, friendships, okay, like I said, this could be any sort of, how you're socializing with others, right? And so let's say you're thinking about, okay, I'm relating to people in, a way where I'm a little bit closed off, right? Or I'm a little bit scared, or I am, I don't know, like too giving, too forgiving, okay? Whatever resonates with you, okay? And then you're going back, do a search engine search, okay? Look for a podcast, look for a book, talk to someone. I do feel like there's some sort of mentoring, some sort of person, somebody outside of you that has knowledge waiting for you, okay? So do not keep these things to yourself, process it with somebody, okay? And create that space to learn. You're actually going to have to do the work, okay? You're actually going to have to sit with these ideas, sit with these feelings, listen to that book, listen to that podcast, watch that video, okay? Whatever it is, listen to that person, okay? And then apply it. I'm getting journaling, okay? Processing through journaling being so important right now. And, I want to point out that I do feel like you are wanting to kind of charge forward, but it is a time to take a step back and nurture, okay? You are not, there's not, like, I do see the potential for action, okay? And I'll get into that in a second, okay? But it's like before you get there, you are taking 20 steps back and processing. So don't be overwhelmed by, well, I've been doing all this journaling, I've been doing all this learning, and I just want to get forward and go forward, right? Like that's what the King of Wands wants to do over here. Kind of like, okay, when is this learning going to manifest? When is this learning going to bring me something different, And it's like, because there's still stuff that you need to learn, okay? There's still stuff that you haven't finished processing. There are feelings, there are shadows over here that you haven't finished nurturing, that you haven't paid attention to. So what are those? Like, I'm sorry, my darling, but there's work that needs to get done, okay? And the thing is that there's so much promise over here. The universe over here wants to support you. The star, this is how the universe is affecting you. The universe bringing you the star. This is the rebuilding card, okay? After the tower, after the destruction of the things that haven't served you, after this addressing of the shadows, after this addressing of the things that are no longer true to you, then you get to rebuild. You get to create what you want. You get to get acquainted with anything that you want to build for yourself, and the universe wants to support you, but you cannot bring this energy forth if you are not being mindful, if you're not sure about what it is that you are looking for. And here's the thing, you don't have to be overwhelm yourself with what is it that I want for the rest of my life. Okay, this isn't that, okay? Like, we all go through 20 million phases in our lifetimes. I don't know, some people go through one or two, I don't know, okay? But most of us, okay, over here, go through many phases in our lives. So this isn't about the happily ever after. This isn't about the next tower, the next star, the next wish that you're wanting for the rest of your life. This is just about the next phase of your life. So what do you want? This could be for the next week. What do you want for the next week? What do you want for the next month? This next month, I want to feel supported. Okay, what am I going to do to feel supported? How am I going to ask for support for my friendships, for my relationships? Okay, this next week, I want to create time for rest. Okay, what am I doing for this next month to create time for rest? Maybe this next year, I want to save up money so that I can travel next year. Okay, how are you going to start building on that? Remember that you don't have to worry about the rest of your life right now, okay? You're just worrying about the next phase and working to build toward that, okay? Get in touch with creative pursuits. Get in touch with things that inspire you, okay? The King of Wands, I'm seeing, you have like the panther showing up here. You have the lion showing up here, okay? but things that make you feel good at your core, at your essence, this first house showing up for yourself. Okay. um this could be, and with the, with this King of Wands over here, I want to say, sometimes kings can be a little bit, like they get things going, they make moves, they make things happen over here. Okay. But what I'm really seeing is the focus on yourself, the focus on gaining wisdom. There's still knowledge that you are gaining about yourself before you truly charge forward or, make things happen. But I'm getting charged toward those creative pursuits. Okay. So, for example, getting in touch with music, getting in touch with drawing, getting in touch with dance, okay? Like doing something that is going to inspire you just for the sake of finding inspiration in the world around you, okay? It does not have to be that deep, okay? It doesn't have to be something that you're already good at. If anything, I'm getting tried towards something that maybe you haven't tried before. Even if it's something that you've never done, that you're like, I'm gonna fail at this. It's like, you know what? More of a reason to try it. Okay. I don't know. It's like the King of Wands is just, they're sure of themselves. Okay. Like they're not afraid. Like they're not afraid. And that's the thing. The King of Wands is very, it's loyal, it's fiery, it's passionate. Okay. But they do what they do for them and they do what's good. Right. So that's the thing. It's like time to focus on you. Okay. Focus on, I don't know, just, I do feel like you're in this need of finding some inspiration, finding some creative outlet. So don't be afraid to try something new and be bad at it, is what I want to say. Okay, that's where I'm going to leave that at. Okay, if you're bad at it, then you know what? Like, the only way to be bad at something is to like not try it, right? Okay, but maybe you find out, like, you know what? I wanted to take this art class and I didn't even enjoy it. Right. And then it's like, okay, you learn something about yourself. But for others of you, it could be like, you know what? I want to take this art class and maybe I didn't do great in that art class, but I found something that was inspiring. So even if my doodles look like squiggles, right, that make no sense, but if it made you feel good, that's what matters. It's about what is making you feel good right now. Okay, regardless of what anybody else outside of you is saying. Okay, more that King of Wands. All right, focus on you. It inspires you. Okay. As long with that universal support. Okay, I do feel like you have people waiting to nurture you, waiting to nourish you. Okay, this is things you might not see coming over here with the Knight of Cups. You could have, this could be Cancer, Scorpio. I mean, it could also be Pisces. Doesn't have to be. Okay, but there is some water energy over here, nurturing energy. I do feel like along with you nurturing yourself and taking care of yourself, there are people that are wanting to do that with you as well. People who want to support your emotional growth, people who want to be that, like, there for you, but are you welcoming them in? Okay, once again, back to the stars, like seeing your worth and saying, you know what, I am worthy of receiving. You know what, I don't have to do this work myself. Yes, back to this, right? It's like you've been very in your independent energy. So finding those friendships, finding those balanced connections, finding those people that make you feel good, that help you process your feelings. I don't know, maybe they're not afraid to delve into your shadows with you, and they're like, whoa, 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 I'm noticing that you're feeling a little depressed, I'm noticing that you're feeling a little tired. Okay, you want to talk about it, right? Like, I'm getting somebody who's not afraid to go deep in the dark with you, so that y'all can nurture this, so that y'all can rise up together, bring this knowledge out there. Okay. Yeah, and if it's, I, like I said, I do feel like you have more support than you are recognizing at this moment. But this is also a reminder of you nurturing yourself. Okay, especially, like I said, with Ceres. Okay, this is all about tending to the garden. Ceres, right, is part of, in agriculture, right, when you're trying to reap a harvest, right? This is the goddess of like agriculture and harvest, right? You don't just get a harvest, right? You don't just get like all this corn and wheat and whatever growing out of nowhere. It takes tending. You need to till the soil, you need to water the seeds, you need to nurture them, you need to sing to them. So, can I tell you a side story? I'm sorry. I was doing this summer garden program, and I was talking to one of my students who was very, they were so amazing. Okay, very connected to the natural world. Okay, so maybe y'all need to connect to the natural world at this moment. Actually, y'all need to connect to the natural world. Okay, to whatever capacity you can, whether that means going out into nature, maybe I know, like, it's technically not gardening seasoning, right? But is there some sort of indoor gardening that you can do, growing a plant, growing an herb? Okay, something like that. Okay, something. Oh yes. Okay, you know what? I think that's that's where this was going. Okay, And so something that you can physically take care of, right? So that it can remind you to nurture, to be, get into this nurturing energy, right? So for example, let's say you're growing a little herb, you're growing a little parsley in your kitchen or something, right? It's like, oh, okay, well, I need to take care of it. I need to trim it. I need to consume it. I need to, right? Like whatever, right? And then in turn, that's going to bring that nurturing energy back into you. Okay. So if you can do something like that, try it. Okay. You know what? If you try it and you hate it, okay, cool. You learn something new, but try it. Okay, let me know how it goes. All right. You know what? I'm still gonna tell you the little side story because it brought me back to creativity. Okay, but essentially, what my students said was, you know, I heard that if you sing to plants, they grow faster, or they grow like they grow bigger or something. Like, you know, we were kind of having this conversation, right? And then we were talking about, you know, the exchange, right, between like carbon dioxide and oxygen, right, between plants and humans and things like that. And how, oh wait, like even though, right, like you think of like singing to your plants at this very, you know, creative pursuit and something that's very, you know, like kind of more, oh, like mystical, like kind of la la la. It's like, oh no, wait, you know, when you kind of go down to it, right, it's like, oh, this exchange between plant matter and human matter, right? Like it is, that's actually what's creating that growth. So it's like, sorry, so to bring it back to you over here, okay, it's like this creativity, getting in touch with that creativity is not just, oh, just so that you can, I mean, yes, it is, right? Like you should be able to do something just for the sake of doing it and to bringing some fun. But what I was going to say is that know that it is ultimately, like there is something to that. There is something to be creative. Okay, maybe there's this sense of like, I don't have time for fun, or oh, like that's just a waste of time. But know that it is not. There is something that is going to fundamentally support you here by exploring your creative pursuits. Okay, so kind of emphasis on that as well, that being a part of nurturing, that being a part of nourishing. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up over here, Gemini, with some other messages from my little deck, just to see anything else that might be popping up for you. But if there were any messages for you in this reading, I would absolutely love to hear from you. Your likes, comments, subscribes, sharing. Sorry, I just saw share and then I said sharing. But sharing truly helps, you know, checking out my other content. I appreciate your support. But yeah, thank you. Let's get into this. Ooh, okay. Yeah, I don't think I talked enough about love, especially with the 7th house of relationships and partnerships showing up and the Knight of Cups. Okay, so this just wanted to remind us, some of y'all straight up have love around the corner. Okay, keep an eye open. If you're not looking for it, do you have to welcome it? Absolutely not. But if you are, you know, looking for that, make some time to have fun. Make some time as you're taking, like I said, as you're taking care of yourself, you're making yourself more seen. You're making yourself more available. People are going to be having their eye on you over here. Love trying to find you over here. Okay, Knight of Cups, somebody loving, nurturing, caring. Okay, I love it. Okay, on the up. Okay, know that things are getting better. That universe support. Okay, it's like some of y'all are afraid to delve into the deep over here, but it's like as you delve into the deep, that's actually what's going to allow you to rise up. That's actually what's going to allow you to rebuild. Okay, know that bigger, better things are coming over here, but you have to be willing to nurture that. Learn about it. Learn about yourself. Back to the teacher, education. Okay, definitely a time for learning. Okay, share your feelings, share with each other, share, you know, like I said, I do feel like you don't have to keep this all to yourself. You know, for some of you, there could be this sense of not wanting to be a burden or not wanting to impose your thoughts and feelings and negative feelings on others, but know that the right people are going to be there for you. The right people are not going to be afraid to delve into the shadows with you and help you rise up and come back up. Okay, I just saw a bird flying over here. Okay, so some of you could have messages from ancestors, ancestral support. Okay, you don't have to take that message, but it is there for those of you that were waiting for it or that are in need of that. Okay, other things to look out for, you have the number 33, you have the number 29. Okay, like in the dominant themes over here. Okay, feline energy showing up as well. Okay, like stars, lights. Okay, just for some of you, get in touch with nature. Okay, like that really is a big thing. So whether it's planning a night out to look at the stars, whether it's, you know, if you can, I don't know, like I live somewhere very cloudy where the stars are hardly visible. So, you know, I know that's a struggle for you too. Okay. But it could be, you know, going to touch a plant, going to, yeah, like just going on a nature walk, you know, forest bathing, whatever, right? Definitely, I do feel like the animal kingdom. Okay, so if you have like a spirit animal or something, get in touch with that energy as well, okay? So yeah, all right. Horses also, okay, showing up here, okay? Yeah, that's where I'm gonna leave it at, Gemini. All right, if there are any messages for you here, please feel free to leave me a like, comment, subscribe, share my stuff. You know, thank you for being here. And I hope to see you again next month. Bye.